Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Euksuzian. You can find me at Chris E. Bomb on Twitter if you don't know. And this is first round plays for the Wyndham Championship. You guys can comment, ask any questions, anything that you have to ask. I'm here for it. But I got some first round plays this week. Unfortunately, the first round plays just missed. -5 screwed me over completely. We had guys in the -4, -3. We had the right guys. They just didn't quite get to that top 20 because everybody went bonkers pretty much that first round. So that's where we're at. The -5 screwed me, but that's all right. We got a new week. We're going to rise and fire. It's going to be a new first round plays. We're going a little more conservative this week. It's the season finale, the Wyndham Championship. Very excited. This does not stop us from rising and firing. I did have a winning card for last week, though, which was awesome. So almost won about 1 unit. So everything pretty good. The overall card was great. So if anybody tailed, fantastic. Glad you could make some get some winning tickets. So let's get into it. Let me just have a little drink here, a little Yingling. Once again, I got my YouTube page, Sell Me Fire. I have a guest on every week. Pretty much sell me on a betting play or DFS play, whatever he's got for me. It's been pretty red hot. So tune in tonight. I'm going to have another guest on, so be very exciting. And on top of that, riseandfirebets.com, where I have all my written content and everything else that goes along with it. We're going to be also into football season as well. So cannot wait for that. Tackle the Board going to be coming up in a couple weeks or so. We'll have an official date. We'll get into the college football season futures. I've been looking at a lot of Max, Sunbelt, all those things. So going to find you guys some winners. The lines are pretty good this year with the futures with like the MAC and those smaller conferences. So the lines are definitely getting a lot sharper there. That's for sure. But hey, it's golf. We got round 1, Wyndham Championship. Let's go. So let's see what we got over here. I got 3 golfers that I like this week. Kind of a little chalky, not going to lie, but feeling real good, especially if you can get those T20s in after first round, bet 365. That would be fantastic. And then leader after first round, of course, put a little on that, a little more on the T20 after first round. But these are also good too. So if you find first round 3 balls or anything that goes along with that, then, maybe you can pick a really good spot with one of these 3 guys. I think both these guys are going to do really well. So let's get into it. All right, here we go. And we got the Wyndham Championship. These are the 3 guys I'm looking at this week. I know I couldn't avoid him for the most part, but Webb Simpson pretty much checks off a lot of boxes this week. He's 35-1 to lead after first round, but then he's only plus 230 for T20 after first round. So I feel like that's a really good play, somewhere he's been really familiar with. I know he's been kind of bashed by, just other content creators for the most part. His last 2 weeks as a whole have not lived up to par, if you will. Justin Rose, 60-1 leader after first round, but then he's plus 320 T20 after first round. And finally, Adam Svensson, 70-1 leader after first round, and then T20 after first round plus 350. So you're getting good values with these. We hit one of these. We're good. We were close last week with Hubbard, but it got the -5. I knew that hole in one helped us out last week, but that's okay. New week, new rising and firing. So let's get into it. And this is pretty much what I've been looking at for the most part here. So let's bring this up over here. All right. So if you're looking at the last 4 rounds in general, last 4 first rounds, most recent play, I feel like you have to factor this in at the end of the day. When you're looking at strokes gained over here, the last 4 first rounds played, I'd like to have a good familiarity of how they recently been playing. These guys in the field, last 4 rounds, are inside the top 10. You got Svensson, who's 3rd, Webb Simpson 4th, Justin Rose is 8th over here. So these are great numbers. Obviously, the approach number is really good with Svensson. He's number one DK point scoring. Webb Simpson, he's 20th. Strokes gained tee to green, ball striking 12th. I mean, these are just good numbers in general. I mean, even if you look at Rose, like he hasn't been that great tee to green, but he's been 8th on strokes gained total. So he's just been finding a way. And I feel like that's the most important thing. So let's just get into Webb Simpson first here. So if we're looking at Webb Simpson, and this is just for first round play here. So let's look beyond this here. So we're looking, this is what everyone's been seeing for the most part. Last 2 events that he has played has been the negative and strokes gained approach. just negative tee to green his last three events he's played. I mean, this has been pretty much harped by a lot of people, fading a possible big chalk kind of player here, but we don't have to deal with that right now. We don't have to. This is like the big picture. We want the smaller picture of the first round play. So we're going to look right at the first round here. That's all we care about. We just care about Thursday. And if we look at what has happened in the first rounds in his most recent, look at this. 0.468 Rocker Mortgage. Everyone forgot about that. And then we got the Open Championship plus 169. He's still positive there. Almost 6 strokes gained total at the Travelers. I mean, he's been on fire in the first rounds. Look at this over here. And now he comes to a place that he is very familiar with. He's been fantastic at. I mean, if you don't know, he's just been an absolute monster at this event. Here, let me put this. Let's see. We'll just go bang, bang, bang. We'll throw those in there. If I could type it in, great. That'd be awesome. I mean, look at these first rounds. I'm just giving you like the last 4 years right here. You know, over three, almost 4, almost 3. I mean, he's been absolutely on fire at the first round. So, like, why don't we just take advantage of this? Let's not overthink this. Keep it simple, stupid. That's the number one thing over here. You know, let's not overthink it. Sometimes, even I get into this sometimes. You overthink things, and Webb Simpson is getting kind of, there's both sides to the party. People are like, oh my gosh, the course history is great. The recent history sucks. But guess what? It works out both ways in the first round. That's all we're caring about. I'm not talking about DFS for the week or Showdown. Maybe even Showdown, it might be actually a decent little leverage, but we'll see. But overall, I like him here for the most part. If you're looking at what he has done with the course comps, and what I pretty much put that into for the most part has been first round Bermuda grass, 7,200 yards. So that hasn't been as good as late. But you know what? Honestly, the RSM is a little alarming, but this has been a point where he's been trying to pick up his game. This has been during his slump. And the Dell match play, I pretty much throw that out the window because that's its own kind of beast. That's, heads up. It's not your stroke kind of play. It's a different mindset. You got like a guy like Kevin Kisner who dominates in it, but he won't always dominate. He's just one of those guys that love match play, and Simpson might just not be one of those guys, and we don't need him to be this week. So that's kind of where I'm getting at there. So plus 320, plus, let's see what we got at here. Make sure I get you guys the right number. 35-1 leader after first round. And Webb Simpson is plus 230 T20 after first round. But if you want to look at some other things, we got the first round play for the first round. And if we're looking just as last 4, number one birdie or better gained, birdies gained 1, opportunities 9. This is just in general in his last 4 rounds. This is not even involving Wyndham Championship over in Sedgefield. So, I mean, that's just a good thing in general in his last 4 rounds. He's number 1 in birdies or better gained. Now he goes to a place that he absolutely crushes. I mean, we got to jump on that T20 and even throw it on for 35-1. It could be just one of those situations where, course history comes into play big time, and I love it there. And if we look at, let's see what else we're looking at for fairways gained and the greens. Let's see, he's still probably pretty good. He's 14th and good drives gained. He's near the top 20 for GIRs and sand saves. He's just all set for it. And let's look. The big story has been the 400 to 450 yard par 5s. So if we look at that, we got actually, he's not that great at 94 over here, but strokes gained par 4, he's 7th for what it's worth. That's kind of a general stat that doesn't mean a whole lot per se, but I think you just have to stick with him here and just get that at least plus 230. I mean, almost 2.5-1 on your money, I feel like is fantastic. If we can get it with a guy that dominates this course and has been doing fantastic during the first round, let's just cash that money. You won't see those kind of bets in the NFL or college plus 250. You're going to have to parlay like 2 or 3 teams to get that at that point. So let's get the nice little win there, at least cover our leader after first round. So I like him right there. Once again, we're getting back to it. It's going to be plus 230 T20 after first round. All right, here we go. Let's get into Justin Rosie over here. So let's see what we're going to go to right here. So we're going to go to our last 4 rounds with with the course comps, let's do the course comps. I like that. Let's get into it because let's see what his stats are getting into with it. With the course comps, under 7,200 yards, we have under 7,200 yards, easy scoring, and we're also getting to Bermuda grass greens. Justin Rose is 14 strokes gained total in first round play, off the tee 7th. I absolutely love that there. Easy scoring. He's get those good drives there. He's 8th tee to green. If you're going to look at what he's done with birdies or better, that kind of situation, he is inside the top 40, which isn't amazing. But the Eagles gained. These par fives are going to be gettable. So if we can get some Eagles with them in that first round, he should be able to take advantage of those as well. So let's look at what he has done in the first round with just more strokes gained stats. So let's see what we got here. Justin Rose. Okay, if you look at Wyndham, this is what I want to bring up as well. So he played it last year. We only played it twice in the most recent of 5 years. He was negative there in 2020, but in 2021, he was positive off the tee. He had a really good showing, T10. He's been in recent really good form. The putting actually was working out because that can be kind of an Achilles heel, if you will, with Justin Rose. But if we just look at in general, let's see, just everything that's been going on here. He's been positive in his last 3. The off the tee hasn't been the best, but he has proven he has done well off the tee here before, so I can ride with that as well. The putter has been red hot, so we can keep that going for the most part. He's found something with the putter here. The approach game is starting to come back into form. The U.S. Open, Scottish Open. We haven't seen him back in the States, but he has progressed for the most part. And if you're just looking at, let's see, we're in 2022. He's still getting above on strokes gained total. So I know those are they're just small minuses, just not big minuses. So he is starting to round out the form now. So I like that we're getting him at the right time. So I absolutely love that. So if we're looking at, let's check it out here, guys. We are back at our course comps, Bermuda grass greens, first round, 7,200 and less. Okay, here we go. This is so the Dell matchup I talked about. Not too concerned about that. Match play is its own monster. Some guys get up for it, some guys don't. I kind of throw that one out the window. But the American Express and the RSM, both positives. We don't have full strokes gain data for it with these course comps, but we're in the positive. Good sign, trending in the right direction. Absolutely love it. So first 4 rounds, once again, the last 4 rounds, just in general, we want to see how he's done. Justin Rose is 11th. He's 22nd in DraftKings points, in the top 20 strokes gained tee to green. And if we're looking at birdies or better, let's see what he's done with birdies or better. Rose, number 1, we talked about that before. So, kind of reiterating what he has done for the most part here. So this is the last 4 rounds we're looking at. Justin Rose, 8th. The putting has actually really turned around for him a lot, as we showed the last 3 rounds. Now he's in the 17th in the field. So really liking that. If you're looking at par 4 efficiency, let's look at that, because you have the 400 to 450, which is a lot of these holes. He's inside the top 30, better than what Webb Simpson did. But he's been pretty solid though recently. And he's a guy that can get hot in the first round. So we're going to look at that once again. Justin Rose plus 320 T20 after first round, and 60-1 leader after first round. All right, finally, Adam Svensson, 70-1 plus 350 T20 after first round. Let's see. Let's get right to the strokes gained data over here. He's a guy that's been pretty red hot as well. 3rd strokes gained total. Number 1 on approach. Approach is always king when it comes to scoring and playing well. Of course, it's the most important thing. I mean, you got to have a red hot putter, but if you can't get it there, then there's, what's the putter going to do for you at that point? So strokes gained approach, number 1 in the field in the last 4 first rounds play. The reason why I do last 4 first rounds is because I want a guy that's recently been playing hot when it comes to strokes gained in the first round, because, guys get into a groove, you don't want to do like last 50 first rounds. Like that's that's 50 tournaments. I mean, like, it's too much of a sample size. I feel like 4 is really good for first round. So that's what I'm going with here. He's 10th in strokes gained putting, and he's number 1 in DK points. So he might be popular for the first round showdown, but we're looking in the betting market. So I really like him there. Birdies are better. Let's see what he's there as well. He's first in opportunities, first in birdies are better gained, fourth in eagles gained. I mean, he's been scoring a lot, and we want to ride that, and I love it here. I think it's going to be a good spot for him here. He plays really well in this kind of course for the most part. Let me see 1 second here. All right, so let's get this. All right, we're in Sedgefield over here. Let's see. All right. Well, he only played one tournament here, so you can't really take too much into that with him there in general. But let's see. So we'll get away from that because we're more riding the hot hand of how he's played of late, not more of the course history here. So we're kind of pivoting with that. We're trying to get all spectrums of it, course history, recent play. Svensson's just checked a lot of boxes with that for the most part. But the course comps, he's in the top 20. Birdies are better gained. Let's see how he's been on the fairways here in GIRs. So GIRs 7th in the field in 3 first rounds over here in this kind of course comp, and 8th in good drives gained. So he might not be hitting fairways as much, but he's been able to save himself to get him GIR. So that is awesome, So if he does get a little trouble with his accuracy, we know that he's going to be able to score. So I like that as well. So let's see. We are here. Pretty much been, preaching it left and right. He's been a guy that's been absolutely amazing. So let's roll with that. But hey, let's look at the numbers, right? That's what we're here for. So let me see. Svensson. All right. Let's see. So what he's done of late for, just in general in first rounds, we're looking here. First rounds, he was over 1.5 strokes. He lost a little bit at the 3M, but at the Barbasol John Deere, he was able to gain big time strokes there. I mean, he was kind of a very popular guy for the Barbasol, but he's been good overall. So I'm more than happy to do that. The Wyndham, he really didn't. Let's see, Wyndham. Let's see, because he only played there 1 round, so I don't believe it was all that great. Let's see. Okay, no, he didn't even play then, so we won't even get into that because I'm not too concerned about that with him. We're more about recent course history with him. All right, let's see. So let's get the Svensson. All right, here we go. This is the recent stuff with the course comps we're dealing with. The Honda Classic, over 2 strokes. American Express, still positive. The Sony Open, over with 4. And pretty much why I brought these all, the Butterfield Bermuda Championship, that's, much lesser field. But, at the end of the day, we're looking at first round play, Bermuda grass greens, 7,200 max for the for the course comps here. That's what, we're trying to, minimize it to see, we're trying to hit the specs as far as the Wyndham Championship's going. So this is what I'm looking at here. So these are 3 guys I think they're going to do really well on Thursday. I'm really excited about them. I know you always get names that, that aren't popular in that top 20, but I want to get some winners for you guys this week. We just missed them on the T20s for the most part, even though the betting card ended up winning because of how I crushed the T20s and things like that. But, I'm learning here. I'm learning here like you guys. So I'm always finding different things with this leader after first round. I've gotten hot with him before, but, it tends to fall off. So I'm trying to, I'm educating. I'm trying to figure out what is working more than other times. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I would have loved some questions, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Recapping, leader after first round, Webb Simpson 35-1, Justin Rose 60-1, Adam Svensson 70-1. The T20s, Simpson plus 230, Justin Rose plus 320, and finally Adam Svensson plus 350. Thank you guys again. Let's get some bets in this week. Let's ride these first round plays. Hey, let's cash these finally because last week was some bullshit. So let's cash these. Let's get some winners so we can get some live bets in for the following week. And watch out for my betting card that's going to come out soon enough. And finally, Sell Me Fire that's going to come out tonight. Thank you guys again. Let's go make that money.